Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe. We are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers. Let's get into it. And as you saw on the previous video, we did have the BR changes happening today. So yes, very cool BR changes, and they are actually very good. Like I liked, at least on the aircraft. I mean, I have to check the tanks specifically, but on the aircraft, everything seems very much a good change, right? So we are flying out the SU-25. I will do more videos talking about the F5, the Mirage. I really want to fly the Mirage in 11.7. But yes, the SU-27, oh my god, why am I always saying 27? 25. It is now 10.0 after, I don't know, more than half a year, almost a whole year after it was added, and like, what, 4 patches maybe? And we finally see it having basically a nerf to it, or an increase in the BR. It is 12.0, and I really don't understand. I mean, I don't want to say anything, but I really don't understand why this aircraft wasn't in 10.0 before. It just didn't make any sense, right? But now it is, and it is pretty alright actually. To be honest, it doesn't change too much. It just improves the capabilities of aircraft such as 9.0s, 8.7s, even 9.3s. I will test those aircraft as well in a future video, I think. Like, just having a look on how it is, right? And also, it got the nerf on its damage model, so we now takes less of a punch, especially in the engines. The main thing is about the engines, that they are a little bit weaker, but I mean, before they were basically invulnerable, so it's a little bit better now. It's more realistic, so it makes sense, right? But as you see, the aircraft that we are fighting against, it doesn't change too much, to be honest. I mean, it's F8s, F5s, you know, A10s, A6s. It's aircraft like that. You normally don't see anything like too much above those things, because those are 11.0, 10.7 aircraft like that, right? I think the most problematic thing that you will face, it is some 11.0s, but I didn't manage to get into a single battle with like a lot of 11.0s. I had some battles with like 4 or 5 of them, with MiG-21s and F4Es and stuff that were 11.0, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, you still have R60Ms. On the Tech 3 version, you still have a lot of flares to defend yourself. The cannon is amazing. I love this cannon, man. I really do. I know I will get a lot of hate for that, but I don't care. I prefer this cannon over the GAU 8 of the 10. It is a lot more precise, and you need a lot less ammo to actually aim properly and actually destroy a target. But the thing is, the harder part of using that cannon is actually you need to learn how to use it, because it has less ammo, right? So yes, GAU 8 is an amazing cannon, but I do prefer this one, even for air-to-ground. Of course, the GAU 8 has the absurd advantage of having 1,000 rounds, so, or something like that, right? So yeah, that's the main advantage of it. But in the sense of air-to-ground, I mean, they both do the jobs of destroying basically everything. And yeah, the air-to-ground capabilities, I mean, you don't have TV-guided missiles, so that's the main problem as well. So for air-to-ground, I would say that the A10 is a little bit better, especially on the sense of, you know, guided stuff. But it doesn't mean that the Sukhoi cannot do its job, you know. I normally don't play ground battles, but it depends on what you get to fight against you. Depends on the AA systems, it depends on many things. But normally the aircraft can hold its ground. And as you see, something that this aircraft never saw before, an F5E. So this type of aircraft is the max that you will end up getting, right? Aircraft that are like proper third generation, like 70s aircraft. Like it's the max that you will get against you. And to be honest, it's fighting well against these things. I really do think that 9.7 was too low a BR for the air-to-air kind of situation of defending yourself and stuff. So it really was a good change. As I said, I still have to test on the ground battles. I normally don't play too much on that. But even in ground battles, I mean, it won't change too much. That's the weird part about this. It is not a big change. For the SU-25, it's actually not a big change. It's pretty alright. This match, for example, I will ended up dying, but we had a lot of, more of a lot of 11.0s and stuff like that. But still, it wasn't too bad, you know. And for the SU-25, this change was fine. It was something that it was meant to be used with this BR, right? What it actually changes is what it's countering, on the sense of it's way better for what it's countering. So lower tier aircraft like 9.0s, 9.3s, as I said, 8.7s, they will not face the SU-25 at all, or face at least less of SU-25s, which is a very good thing. I mean, 9.0s, man, they're normally 50s aircraft. 50s aircraft, they're not capable of dealing with R-60Ms, you know, with missiles that are from 20 years later than the aircraft that you're flying. So that's the big, like, good thing about this, you know. It's the actual release, you know, of pressure on the lower ranks, because the SU-25 can hold its ground against all of these higher tiers anyway. So yeah, very interesting. A good example of that is the A7K. I mean, the A7K is 11.0, and I still take the SU-25 any day of the week before I take an A7. I mean, it's not only due to the BR, I mean, the performance of the SU-25 is just much better. Have a lot more flares, and yes, you have less air-guided air-to-ground stuff, but for general purpose of an aircraft to be alive and you be able to grind and stuff, the SU-25 is better, and it is at 10.0, right? 1 BR less than that. So it's very good. I think, as I said, the major difference is the lower tiers that really benefit from this, but it feels a lot better to fly an SU-25 against these things. It really does, because they are more contemporary for these, so it's kind of like a more realistic engagement anyway, you know, from like 70s aircraft. So it really is good for everybody. Of course, hardcore SU-25 players they might complain about this, but come on, man. Like, even the most biased SU-25 player knew that the 9.7 BR was kind of BS, right? And we needed a new one. So yeah, but let me know in the comments what you think about the SU-25 in 10.0. Is it a good change or not? I think it's an amazing change, but anyway, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and bye.